Okay guys, so here we have it. Workout 21.2, second week of this year's CrossFit Open. And as the Americans say, we've got a repeat. And it's repeat of 17.1, which anyone who's been doing CrossFit for 4 years or more will know, if they've done this workout before, is an absolute beast of a workout. So the workout goes like this. This is the flow. It's for time, 10 dumbbell snatches, 15 burpee box jumps, box jump overs, 20 dumbbell snatches, 15 burpee box jump overs, 30 dumbbell snatches, 15 burpee box jump overs, 40 dumbbell snatches, 50 burpee box jump overs, 50 dumbbell snatches, 15 burpee box jump overs. So you can see what's going on there. The snatches go up by 10, the burpee box jump overs are always 15 reps. I'm going to talk a little bit about the workout, what it looks like, what it feels like, having judged it a couple of times this morning, and the different options that we've got depending on whether we're going equipment free or scaling the workout. On the RX version, so the dumbbell snatches is just basically getting the dumbbell from the floor to overhead. So there's no requirement to do a squat. It's not specifically a power or a muscle. It's just getting that dumbbell from the floor to overhead, and we're alternating arms every single rep. CrossFit, with the standard on that of no longer specifying that the dumbbell has to be passed over like at face height or below. So as long as you're fully locked out, and it states that your arms, hips and knees must be fully locked out with the dumbbell clearly over the middle of the athlete's body when viewed from the profile. So basically what they're saying is that, you know, it's got to be locked out, it's got to be overhead. We know how to do that. And then the transition now, the alternating of arms, is a little bit more simple. And you can basically alternate wherever you want, as long as you've got that locked out position overhead before you change arms, which is good because it just simplifies things and stops them weird no reps where you're not quite sure if it's right in front of your face or not. So that's a good thing. So well done again, CrossFit. It seems like we're ticking a lot of boxes in this year's Open in terms of making improvements. With the burpees, so you've got to set up your box and you've got to have down the centre line of the middle of your box a white line on the gym floor basically, and this is to take away, if you remember that when this happened in 17.1, there's some ridiculous scores like under 10 minutes that subsequently got scrutinised with time being added on because they weren't quite in the right position, i.e. facing the box, they're on a little bit of an angle, which CrossFit deemed to be an unfair advantage. So what they've done this time is they've put this line in, which basically at the bottom of the burpee, chest and thighs on the floor, you've got to have the centre of your chest on the line and you've got to straddle the line, which means you've got to have your right hand on one side, your left hand on the other, and the same with your feet. So essentially, from a judging point of view, if your athlete's got right hand, right foot on one side, left hand, left foot on the other side, you're golden. It obviously makes it a lot more clear on the video submissions because whoever's reviewing the videos can clearly see if you're straddling that line or not, which is great because I know last time some of those scores were amazing and there was quite a lot of debate as to whether actually they were good or bad reps. So this just clears that up, which is again brilliant from CrossFit, so well done. On the RX version, the only other real thing to think about is it's got to be a two-footed takeoff. So although you can step in on your burpee, you've got to then obviously do a two-footed jump. So step-ups are not permitted for this workout for the RX version. There is that option for scaled versions, but not for the RX. Upon landing on the box, as long as you've got 2 feet on top of the box and we don't touch the box with anything other than your feet, then you're golden. You don't need to stand up, you don't need to extend, you just need to land with 2 feet and then get off the other side of the box. Getting off the box, you can step, you can jump, you can turn on top of the box, you can do whatever you want basically. It's just making sure you've got that burpee dialed in with the line and that you've got that two-footed takeoff and landing and you're not touching the box with your hands, for example. So that's pretty simple. There's no changes in terms of weights or heights of the boxes. Regular 22.5 and 15 on your dumbbells and 24 and 16 inches, 24 and 20 inches, sorry, on your boxes. So that's pretty standard for CrossFit, which is good. Beyond that, it's just absolute graft, this workout. And from a tips point of view, we obviously seen a ridiculous score on the announcement. I've judged a couple of guys in the gym this morning and seen some probably more normal scores, which is still really fast. But it's just about managing the heart rate. It's about trying to keep that dumbbell moving. Some people will go unbroken on dumbbell and move quite steady and smooth. Some people will rip it and maybe take a few rests. You've just got to figure out whether these exercises are in your wheelhouse. So if dumbbell snatches is something that you struggle with, then aiming to do 150 kind of unbroken with your 10, 20, 30, 40, 50s might be unrealistic. So it might be actually better to move it a bit quicker but take some scheduled rest or some breaks. And then same goes with the burpees. If you're a big guy or girl and you move the dumbbell really well, but the burpees are tough for you, then it probably makes sense to move pretty quick on that dumbbell, try and get it done unbroken as fast as you can. And then when you get into those burpees, it's a case of probably stepping in and then jumping and taking your time a little bit more, managing the heart rate, stepping off the box rather than jumping off the box, and maybe having your aim to get through the work reasonably fast, but managing your heart rate so you can pick that dumbbell up and do the thing that you're really good at really well and really fast. Going into the different versions, so that is the RX version. If we're just having a look on the CrossFit website here and we're looking at the different variations of the workout, so they've got these 3 categories that we've talked about. 4 categories. We've got the RX, we've got the scaled, we've got the equipment free, and we've got the foundation. So we'll have a little look at the different versions. So for the scaled, it's reasonably straightforward. It's essentially the same workout. Scaled for the RX age groups doesn't really change anything. It's pretty much the same. So you've got RX and then 16 to 24, your dumbbell gets a little bit lighter. So it's the same workout, but your dumbbell gets lighter and you're allowed to do step ups. So that is the big change. So quoting the pounds from the CrossFit Games website, the ladies will have a 20-pound dumbbell instead of a 35-pound dumbbell, and the guys will have a 35-pound dumbbell instead of a 50. So we've got that change in weight. And obviously we've got the box step-ups. Now with this workout, it's a 20-minute cap, so when we talk about scaling and whether we should scale or not, I guess the thing that you should ask yourself is, you should really be aiming to get this done under the time cap. So if you don't think you're going to be anywhere near that time cap, or you can't physically lift a 50-pound dumbbell and you're a guy, then these are reasons why we should potentially be scaling it. Touched on this last week. I think if you can do a dumbbell snatch with that weight and you can physically jump onto a box, then this is the one time in the year, the Open, where you should definitely be going RX. But if you can't physically jump onto a box or you can't physically lift the dumbbell, then there's your reason to scale. We've got different scaling options for your teenagers and masters, but it's just in reference to the weights, but it's very, very similar. And the workout's the same. The standards are the same with the burpee, even if we're stepping up. So that's something that we need to be making sure that we're doing. There's a little floor plan diagram which CrossFit have provided to kind of give you an idea of how to lay it out. And as always, they've clearly stated in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullet points the standards for video submission. So anyone who's getting scrutinised for not providing a proper video is just basically being a bit stupid, because it's all there in black and white and you can clearly read it. So make sure you read through it, and let's make sure those ridiculous scores don't get changed this year, and let's see what people are actually capable of. The next little option is the foundation. So this is the scaled we're all pretty familiar with. We've done that every year since day one pretty much, so we know what to expect. But we've got the foundation. So this is where the workout essentially is very different to cater for people that are new to CrossFit potentially, or need further kind of help or scaling than the scaled version. So this one is 10 snatches, 15 burpees, 20 snatches, 15 burpees, 30 snatches, 15 burpees, 40 snatches, 15 burpees, 50 snatches, and 15 burpees. It's a 10-pound dumbbell or household item for the snatch. So they're giving the option there, if you've not got a dumbbell, maybe filling up a bottle of water or something that you can take from the floor to overhead with one hand. And they even give further modifications of the burpee. So we take out the push-up version. So you've literally, no matter what level of fitness you're at, you've got something to go at. For your regular people training a lot in the CrossFit gym, I don't think this is the one for you. But if you've never trained before, you're completely new to it, you're of an advanced age, let's say, and you know, it's unrealistic to do that volume of burpees and snatches with those heavy loads, then this is perfect. And it will be a very similar feeling to someone who's doing the RX version, who's been training for a long time, which is great. Very similar standards. I'll not go through all that. It's all there on the CrossFit Games website. But I think what I'm basically saying here is if you're regularly doing CrossFit and training a lot, that's not going to be the option for you. We need to be sticking to that RX or scaled version. The other one that's obviously very relevant at the moment with the situation that we're in for a lot of people is the equipment free. And it's, again, great how CrossFit have tried to include as many people with this, even people that are essentially locked down and stuck at home but still wanting to get involved. So this workout, we see a change in the snatch movement, essentially. So let me just have a quick look on the screen. Keeps telling me that it's Father's Day in Spain. Thanks for that. Yeah, so this particular workout, equipment free, and it's a modified version. So it's 10 hang squat snatches. So a couple of key things. It's from the hang and it's a squat. Okay, we'll get into what you're using as your implement for that in a moment. And then it's 15 burpee broad jumps. So that's obviously, there's no box and there's no dumbbell required for this workout. However, a little bit cheeky from CrossFit because you do need one piece of equipment. However, most people should have this at home, and it's a stick or a PVC pipe. You could use a broom handle. I'm sure you can find something in and around your home that would do the job of essentially what we would use a PVC pipe in the box. So the 10 hang squat snatches, completely different. We're going from the hang and we're squatting. So different movement, different implement, you're using both arms rather than one. 15 burpee broad jumps is obviously the way of getting the similar stimulus without needing that box. So they're asking you to measure out 36-inch space, so a line on one side, line on the other side, and it's very similar in terms of the burpee, chest to the floor, facing the box, etc. And then we're jumping across it and landing on the other side, turning and going again. So very, very similar in terms of the standards for that. It's just minus the box. So like I said, super cool. Still going to be hard, even though there's no weight to it. It's still 150 pulls and squats and 15, 30, 45, 60, 75 burpee broad jumps. So it's a lot of work still in that time cap, and it obviously gives everyone a chance to do a very similar version without any kit. So again, fantastic work from CrossFit. I want to know, guys, what you guys think of this workout. So anyone who's done it before, does it bring back good memories, bad memories? Did you get a good score? Are you going to be giving yourself, are you going to be putting the pressure on yourself to beat your score? Was you fitter in 17.1? So is it going to be a slower score? Like, comment below and let us know what you think of the workout and whether you're going to try and beat your score from 17.1 if you did it. That would be pretty cool. And also, if you do beat your score, let us know by how much and what that kind of looked like. That'd be cool. I'm really interested to see myself with my score and the guys that are training in and around me, whether they can beat the scores from 17.1. Have they got any fitter? I remember 17.1, the big thing with that was it was the introduction of the dumbbell, and it absolutely killed people. I remember people walking around with sore backs for quite a few days with that twisting motion that they weren't used to. So have you been implementing dumbbells into your training for the last 4 years? I guess it's going to show in your score, isn't it, on this? I'm personally really excited. The other thing I want you to comment on, guys, is what do you think of what CrossFit are doing this year in the Open? Is it more inclusive? Is it better that it's more? I think it's more inclusive. Is it better that it's more inclusive? Are some people still a little bit worried that it's not hard enough, if that makes sense? You know, is it going to separate the best of the best? My opinion on that is the best of the best are going to get into the top 10%, and then they're going to be able to showcase the skills in the quarterfinals. So I think it's perfect what CrossFit have done. But let us know what you guys think in the comments. If you like these videos, guys, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and share it with your friends. If you do like it, we'll make more of them. If you don't, then we probably won't. So let us know what you think. And like I said, stick them comments down below. Cheers, guys.